Well, last week I was not here. I kidnapped about 15 of you, and we had our third annual leadership retreat. And I thought I'd just give a little report on that time together. It was yet again just a very, very significant retreat for us. We stole away to a place called The Refuge, which was on the Hood Canal. And each year that we've done this, we kind of divide the time in half. Half the time we have an outside speaker kind of come in and kind of pour into us, spiritually feed us and challenge us. And this year our speaker was Pastor Paul Anderson, who had been a mentor of mine and a former pastor of mine growing up as well. And we had him here back in February, if you recall. And he just gave some great teaching. Friday night he gave a message on dealing with discouragement. And then Saturday morning on how to hear God's voice. And then Sunday morning on combating the lies of the enemy. So we just had some really great teaching from Paul, but also just really good encouragement and coaching from a real seasoned pastor as well. And he's a really good gestures player too, it turns out. So that was pretty fun. And then the other half of the time we spend as leaders really focusing on one aspect of the ministry that's unique to One Hope Church, maybe an issue that we feel like we want to tackle. And so this year the theme was kind of taking a fresh look at our leadership structure. Because one kind of issue that's just been kind of ongoing ever since I've been here, probably even beforehand, is we haven't always totally known what is the role of our elder team. I mean, we know it, we have it defined, but what we found, and this is not just now, but it goes back 10 years I've been here, our elder team, we tend to kind of, in our monthly meetings, we veer into kind of nuts and bolts kind of stuff that maybe we don't need to be doing, rather than really releasing the elder team to really focus on the spiritual oversight of the church, kind of forming a pastoral team with me to kind of oversee the vision and mission of the church and doing the work of teaching and discipleship and really pastoral care. And so it was really wonderful, the unity that we really quickly came to, realizing that we all agreed that we need to kind of refocus our elder team kind of around those core aspects of what I think, according to the Bible, what an elder team really is to be. And that, of course, then means also that we still got to get those nuts and bolts things done. And so that's probably going to mean really maybe a mobilizing of our various action team leads to even having greater kind of ownership of their responsibilities. And we also recognize there's probably the need for kind of an executive team lead to kind of oversee all those action teams to make sure things get done. And maybe an elder being that, with that particular skill set, kind of having that role of executive team lead, also being that connecting point for action teams and elders. So I just want to let you know that's kind of where we landed in our discussion time, and it was amazing. We were all on the same page with that. And so in the coming month, as our elders meet, not all the elders were on the retreat, and so we'll be kind of getting their feedback too and just kind of fleshing this out a bit more. But I just kind of want to let you know what we kind of talked about and kind of some of the good fruit that came out of that. If there's one other, I think, really encouraging takeaway for me, though, from the leadership retreat as well, I think we had a pretty good cross-section of leaders from different aspects of leadership in the church, and different kind of age groups, or at least some who have been at the church for the entire existence of the church, some who are newer. And I was encouraged by the fact that everybody really acknowledged and came down with the concluding that we like what we have here. And we have, most of us, been a part of churches that you could say were maybe a little dysfunctional or unhealthy. And we concluded that this is a healthy church body. There's no dysfunction here. There's lots of room for improvement in a lot of different areas. But there's nothing that needs to be fundamentally scrapped and started over. So it's really building upon what we have and what we've learned and improving that. So I found that really encouraging, and we'll share more as things progress in the coming weeks around that.